Okay, let's start out with our home computer, the one you usually use. And then you probably have another one somewhere that you also use, not all the time, like a laptop, which you need if you're going to go someplace and you want to use your computer. Can't take your home computer with you. All right, so what else? Well, you have your phone. And your phone is a kind of a computer. It keeps track of things. It can connect to the internet if you want to pay the extra money. So what else? Well, your old one. You've got an old computer, you don't use it anymore. Seems like 3 years is about as long as anybody gets out of a computer, but they're still good, still works. Um, Click. You can actually turn it into a personal server. A server is a computer that nobody uses directly, but is available to other people who use their computers. We can store our old pictures on there, maybe some of our old accounting, maybe some of our old games that we never play anymore. Then you have your work computer, right? You go to work and you have another computer. Not that you don't sometimes do a little shopping, but primarily it's meant for work. And of course, the elephant in the room, the web. The web, your portal to the world. You connect to the web through a modem. Got to pay for that. Initially, that modem connects to your telephone line because your telephone line has room. It isn't all just used up for your landline telephone. There's the wiring will also has room for other information, and telephone companies were very grateful for that because when the web came along, they had room to provide access to the web and made a lot of money. That's called DSL, Digital Transcriber Line. Basically, it used parts of the telephone line that weren't being used by the telephone, just extra space in there. But today, a lot of people connect through their cable TV because cable also has room on it for other things besides just your television programs. Then there's the wireless connection, and that's probably the future. Satellites above the planet, beaming connection to all of the computers within their certain geographical area below them, and then transferring it over to the provider. You still need a modem, of course, but if the modem is equipped with a receiver, then it can receive and send and receive if it has a little antenna on there. Information that goes up to the satellite and gets to the web hosters. Let me go off the subject a little bit here. Let's go back to the landline. I'm passing over this real quickly, but we shouldn't take this for granted. Laying these lines, these copper lines across the planet was a big job. A lot of the Chinese and Irish immigrants into America did this. And it's an essential step toward our digital age. We couldn't get to the digital age that we're in now without this physical step of connecting information over copper, which conducts electricity. And third world developing countries today, they don't need to go through this step because first world countries did it already. Developing countries can connect their far-flung cities and whatnot wirelessly to the web and unify and coordinate activities. That's a benefit those third world countries have, and they have first world countries to thank for that, and I hope they're grateful because that was a big deal for first world countries. All right, I'll get back on track here. Now, in your house, connecting to your modem, you can have a router. And this router can also be wireless. See, these transmitters and receivers can connect to a little antenna on your personal server, your laptop, your wife's machine, your husband's machine, your machine. Go to the router and all of your individual units can connect together and also connect to the modem and also get you to the web. Very nice. You might even have one of your kids connecting to the web this way. And you may have another one connecting, but you know what? You might also have a neighbor. If your neighbor is within the radius of your transmitter of your router, some of these routers are pretty powerful. You could also have a neighbor there. Of course, you can put a password on your router connection to prevent your neighbor from getting free access, but not everybody does that. You may not even know what neighbors you're helping. But don't just think of computers. There's also the printer that can be connected to your router wirelessly, little antenna on your printer. Now, your spouse, your kids, your neighbor, if you don't have a password, work from your laptop, from your anywhere, can print. You used to have to buy a printer for every computer, not anymore. Of course, I'm dating myself. That was a long time ago. You can also connect your television so that movies on the web up here could come down to your router and not have to go to the computers. Could go direct to the television. And the television has controls that allow you to select movies. You could also, again, not connecting to a computer, you can connect them to video recorders, video, what am I trying to say? Cameras, video cameras. I know that I saw on the news somebody at work who did this. They had their house equipped with video cameras and connected to the web, and they did it for security. Once you know, they were watching, and sure enough, they were broken into, and they had people going through the house taking stuff, and they were watching their dogs. And you might think, well, you know, that would be a problem for the robbers, but it wasn't, because they watched their dogs run and hide behind the couch. That was kind of funny. Anyway, you could also, through a router, connect your appliances. You know, why would you want to do that? Well, you know, maybe you're watching over somebody elderly that can't be trusted to turn the burner off when they make tea, which they will do regularly. Well, your appliance can be connected to the web, and an alert can go off once the burner has been left on for a certain length of time. No, but that isn't the only thing, and you could see more and more of this sort of thing. At one point, President Clinton released the global positioning system technology that was exclusively the domain of the military to average, ordinary people, so that we could use the global positioning system to route us to where we needed to go. A lot of people do that. I wouldn't get anywhere hardly through the day if I had to go places that I hadn't been to and I didn't have that. But that's really just the beginning. What can happen is you can connect your refrigerator. I'm not saying people do this, but some do, and it's the kind of thing that can happen. You can connect your refrigerator to the internet, and a program you have to put things in the same place every time, but the refrigerator can know, for example, like when you're low on milk. And with your car, you could be driving near the convenience, and your refrigerator can talk to your car and say, hey, remind your driver that you're low on milk and it might be a good idea to stop right now and get it because you're right there. And then, to carry it even further, you can connect, your car can check with your bank automatically, find out how much money you have in your account. So that if you don't have the cash on you, your car can say, hey, you need milk, we're right by the convenience, and you got $80 on your card. You want to stop and pick it up? Crazy. Crazy but true. So here are all the various connections that have come into our life and have radically changed our standard of living. But there's something I want to talk to you about called syncing. And it's getting towards the end of 2011 while I'm doing this video, and people might not be aware so much of syncing and the role of syncing with all your various devices. So I'm going to end this video here and start the next one talking about syncing.